Hello, hi, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. Today I'm doing a review of episode 2 of Ancient Magus' Bride. So I'm pretty hyped because I love this show so much. But anyways, bullet points of the episode. What happens? We see a little flashback to Chise's mom. We see her and Elias's relationship develop a little further. We see the difference between mages and sorcerers. We see more of Chise's powers and what her role is as a slave Aggie, but not really, just more of what she can do. And just more of Elias and his role and responsibility. And more of just like the magic world in general, because we got to meet some new people and stuff. And it was a pretty cool episode. I liked it, so let's talk about it. The show literally begins with Chise's mom, well, you assume it's her mom, saying, "I shouldn't have given birth to you," and you're like, oh snap, what happens? But then that was the only thing we see of her at the beginning, and then we kind of go into seeing Chise and her thinking more about her relationship with Elias and her role at that house and how she feels. Obviously she feels like very comforted and like nice and relaxed and comfortable at that house, but she's like still trying to figure out Elias and who he is and if he's a joke or if he's serious half the time. Like he's like, let's go on our honeymoon while we go get supplies, and she's like, wait, what? But that leads us into them going to get supplies, and we meet Angelica, who's like really cool. I really enjoy her. She is a mage, but she what does she do? She makes like items and stuff powered by magic, and it's like, whoa, that's pretty cool. So they go to her for her supplies so that Chise can, you know, get into the role of being an apprentice. We see Angelica's daughter as well, who's super cute, and we learn that Angelica's daughter is learning to become a mage as well. We also learn from Angelica the difference between being a mage and being a sorcerer, where sorcery is all about like the science of sorcery or whatever, where mage's magic is caused by the helps of like spirits and fairies, and they're like miracles caused by spirits and fairies and stuff, which is cool because it's like always interesting to see how shows define magic and what magic is in different shows. So we got to see that as well. We also see that through Angelica and her fairy neighbor person Hugo, and Angelica kind of teaches Chise a little bit, not really, but there's this whole incident with the crystal garden and the garden goes crazy. Angelica is like obviously really thrown off because she's like, how could she do this? And then of course Elias explains to her that she's a slave Aggie and there's some issues there. So there's more to being a slave Aggie than they lead on, because it seems like it's kind of a dangerous thing to be a slave Aggie. Like everyone's kind of interested in it. So of course we're gonna learn about that later, I assume. We also meet Simon, who comes and he's like a priest slash pastor, and he gives these jobs to Elias that he needs to do, and you kind of find out that the priesthood, I don't know, the church kind of still not like regulates mages, but they have their eyes on them. I don't know, there's some connection with them, which leads Elias into going to Iceland with Chise, and they had to look after the dragons, where Chise gets kidnapped. Nice. I really liked this episode. It was a really good episode. I liked it because we got to learn more about Chise. Oh, we had like a little flashback to Chise where I don't know exactly what happens, but there's some sort of weird relationship between her and her mom. So that's a thing. I'm sure we'll learn about that soon. But it was a good episode because we got to learn more about magic and slave Aggies and all that jazz and the role of magic in the real world as it is. So that was really cool. I really liked seeing that. I also love seeing all the interactions with Angelica and Elias just because they're really funny, and Angelica totally calls him out and she's like, how could you do this to this little girl, and blah blah blah, and I really like that. We also got to see Elias in like a human form, which was like weird. I was like, I don't know if you're like cute or not, but kind of, I don't know. I kind of like his like skull form better, but overall it was a good episode. I liked this episode. Of course we end with Chise being kidnapped and you're like, what's gonna happen? I was also like, blue eyes white dragon, but it wasn't. It wasn't, guys. Kaiba is not in the show, don't worry. But it was a cool episode, and we do really get to see that magic is much more alive than you would think in the world as it is. So I like this episode. Overall, I'm excited to learn more about Cheese's role as a slave Aggie, what she can do, because obviously she's got some power going on. Also, I want to know the history between her and her mom and what's going on there. Of course, I want to see the dragons, because the dragons, always cool. But overall, good episode. Good episode. I like it. I love the soundtrack. Love, love, love the soundtrack. Love the animation. Love the scenery. Really pretty. And yeah, I'm excited for next week. So that is the end of my review. If you liked it, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys all so much for watching. You are all amazing, wonderful people. And yeah, I make a bunch of videos a week. And bye!